What's up everybody, Will the Whiskey Bugger here, and I'm going to tell you the 5 tools every beginner fly tyer should have. Hey everyone, I know when you start getting into fly tying, it can be a little overwhelming. It was for me because there's so many different tools out there. There's kits that have everything included, and then there's just buying one-off pieces. And you really want to know, what are some of the basics I need when I get started fly tying? And you don't want to go overkill, but you also don't want to start trying to tie something and have no idea if you're going to be able to finish it because you don't have the right tools. So I've kind of distilled it down to 5 different tools I think are the essentials for a beginner fly tyer that want to start tying some flies, try their hand at it, but you're also not going overboard with just everything under the sun. First thing I think you need in the toolkit are some scissors. Now, you can get some of these kits that have scissors that come with it, and a lot of times those are cheap, they aren't too sharp, so you want to invest in a good pair of scissors. Some scissors I like using are ones like these. These are razor scissors. I got them from Anadramas Fly Company online. These were about $30. These are only about 4 inches. You can get some straight scissors that are about 5 inches long that are pretty much used for anything, and they're only about $19.99. It's a pretty good deal. They're good quality, and they're gonna last a lot longer than some of the ones that come in the cheaper kits. Next thing I think you should have is a quality bobbin. I use a bullet bobbin like this. I also got it from Anadramas Fly Company. These aren't very expensive at all. This is about $11.99, and it's got a ceramic coating on the inside that helps from fraying that thread or snagging it. It really makes it a much easier fly tying experience. Now, much like anything, when you're getting into fly tying, it's like, how much do I want to spend? And typically, if you're going on the cheaper end with anything, whether it be a rod, fly line, you're getting what you pay for. I feel like the same thing occurs with tools, but you don't have to spend that much more to get something a little bit better quality than would come in just like a catch-all kit. So a little bit extra dollars goes a long way, I feel like, in your fly tying. Next thing you're gonna need is a whip finish tool like this. It's a tricky little thing to figure out at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's really helpful when you're finishing your fly. These are pretty cheap. I actually got this one. It's from the White River Fly Shop. It's Bass Pro's kind of in-house fly brand. It's only about $6.99, so not too expensive. I'm sure there are better quality ones out there, but I found that this one does exactly what I need it to do, and that is whip finish the flies. I'm certain though, if I were to upgrade at some point, which I probably will, it may be a little bit easier to use, but it's a pretty simple mechanism and it works really well for what I've used it for so far. Next thing you're going to need is a hair stacker. Looks like this. You can get these on Amazon for $10.99. Once again, I'm sure there are more expensive ones, there are more specialty ones, but this is kind of a catch-all, especially if you're learning to tie like an elk hair caddis, kind of a early fly you learn. And it really works well to stack those hair ends to be uniform. So when you tie the fly, it goes nicely together and is uniform in the back. Basically what you do is you put the hair tip down into there, bang it on the table a few times, and then when you slide it out, you can pinch the hair, pull it out, and they'll all be uniform, and then you tie it in to your fly. Another thing that I find really useful is the hairline connected threader and bodkin tool. So use the threader for threading through the bobbin. Actually, you stick it through the top end like so, thread your thread through there and pull it through, and then you begin tying. And then the bodkin is for anything to spreading some head cement, or if you need to poke a hole in something. Sharp tool, but really useful. You can get them separate. I like this chain connected one because they're always together. Really easy to use, and that runs only about $3.50. I bought this at Fly Fish Food, and I'm going to have links to all these products below. I don't get any sort of referral link or anything like that. So I'm just showing you where I bought mine because I thought they were good, fair prices and good quality tools. For all 5 of these tools, it only ran me about $53.46 pre-tax. That's not bad for a step up in quality, especially when some of the kits that you can see are beginning at $30 to $50 anyways. And these are a little bit better, if not much better quality than some of the things you would get in a beginner kit. So I really encourage you to go and just look through, find some things you like, get a little bit better quality, and it's going to last a lot longer. And you're not going to be as frustrated in the process if you have a bobbin that's fraying the end of your thread and therefore it's snapping off when you're trying to tie a fly, or scissors that aren't cutting right and they're snagging. So, and some of the other tools that are cheaper, I'm sure I could upgrade, but they work just fine only getting an Amazon hair stacker or the Bass Pro Shop whip finisher. So a couple tips are to spend a little bit extra on some things like scissors or a bobbin that you know that you want to be quality to protect the actual materials you're using, but then also you don't have to break the bank to have a good set of tools. Now, the other tool that is essential is obviously a vise, and this is one where I think you do need to spend a little bit of money on. You can get one that's really cheap like this, that's a table clamp and it's non-rotary, and you just kind of get it on there. Honestly, this is the first type of vise I tried to use, and I found it really frustrating because it wasn't super sturdy. I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing, and therefore it was almost at a point where I'm like, is this something I want to do? The vise I use now is actually a mayfly vise. I bought this at Fly Fish Food. It's currently out of stock, but it's a really good value, and there's other products that are very similar. It's a rotary vise that I get a lot of use out of that function. It's a pedestal base, so I don't have to have a table that I attach it to. And it's nice and sturdy, really good quality build. And this was $164.99. So a little bit more expensive, but it is one of those things that if you're starting out, you need a good vise to hold that hook in place while you're tying in your materials, especially if you're going to be making some mistakes. You don't want a flimsy thing like this giving you more trouble and potentially frustrating you where you give up. So I would say spend a little bit more on a vise. There are some vises that are around this range, $150 range, that I think are better quality than getting something like this. But then it's not the $1,000 vises you're seeing on many of the websites that have these very beautiful finishes. And I'm certain one day maybe I'll spring for one because I'm a nerd when it comes to gear. So I'll look into that at some point. But right now, this $165 vise is treating me really well. I'm really happy with the flies that I'm getting out of it. So this obviously is an essential tool if you're tying, so I left it off my 5 tools you need. But invest in a good vise if you want to get started and you think that you're going to like it. You probably will, and therefore you won't feel bad about spending the money later. But quick review, get some good scissors, good bobbin, hair stacker, you need a threader and bodkin, and you need a whip finish tool. Thanks so much. If you like this, go ahead and subscribe, give it a like. And if there's anything you feel like I left off this list, I know it was very basic, but I think you can accomplish most things with this. Go ahead and leave a comment below and let me know what I missed out, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video. Thanks for watching the Whiskey Bugger. See you next time.